Welcome to the tutorial for Volume 3. This is Jazz Harmony for Piano Part 2. This is the Blue Book, Volume 3 in the series Modern Method for Piano. This is Lesson 1. On page 1, there is a brief review of the technique routine with the 4 different categories. Number 1 is the scale patterns. Number 2 is the diatonic sevenths. Number 3 is the 7th chord exercise. And if you turn over to page 2, number 4 is the tension exercise. Starting on page 2, each of these categories or groups are explained in more detail. Number 1 on page 2 is the scale patterns. And you'll see that there are the same 4 scale patterns that we've been using since Volume 2. And number 1 starts at the bottom of the piano, goes all the way up to the top. The top is the last repeat of the first statement of the pattern, and then that repeats and backs up and comes all the way back down. And you go all the way down to where you started at the bottom of that key. And scale pattern number 2 is the reverse with the same turnaround. The top of that key would be E and C, or 3 and 1 of the key, highest one. That repeats and comes back down, all the way down. You can resolve, go one step further, resolve. And then scale pattern number 3 is the triads, and that goes up to the top, and then repeats, comes all the way down. And number 4 is the inversion. Same format. And then at the bottom of page 2 is a new scale pattern. This is scale pattern number 5. This is new in this book. And that would go all the way up to the top. And then repeat. And come all the way down to where you started. Okay, let's turn the page. On page 3, the diatonic sevenths are explained. You see that there's root position, and you play up and down 1 or 2 octaves, and then first inversion. And then the same for second inversion, so on. Let's turn the page. On page 4, then you have third inversion. Same format, up and down 1 octave. And then on the middle of page 4, you have the open position. This is a carryover from Book 2. So this is the key of C, 1-5 left hand, 3-7-3. Again, you can play 1 or 2 octaves. And then we have the arpeggios on the bottom of page 4 applied. And they're applied to second inversion. When the technique by key was first explained at the end of Book 1, it was based on root position, and that carried over into Book 2. And halfway through Book 2, it changed to first inversion. and now it has evolved to second inversion. So the arpeggios are applied to second inversion. First arpeggio is the right hand going up, and it would come down the same way. The activity is the arpeggio going up, but the order of the chords goes up and down. And then you do the same thing over on page 5. The second arpeggio is right hand going down. Number 3 is left hand up. Same format. Number 4 is left hand down. So on. Arpeggio number 5 at the bottom of page 5 is both hands going up parallel. And it comes down the same way. Okay, let's turn the page. Then on the top of page 6, the arpeggio number 6 is both hands going down. Same format. And then number 7 is contrary motion starting on the inside and going inside out. So thumbs are together. Then you come down. And then the last inversion is the same idea, contrary motion. Now it's outside going in. So on, same format up and down. Okay, then over on page 7, we have the diatonic chords in the parallel minor key. This is new with Book 3. The 3 forms of C minor are written on page 7. The first form is natural minor. And in natural minor, the diatonic sevenths are 1 minor 7, 2 minor 7 flat 5, flat 3 major 7, 4 minor 7, 5 minor 7, flat 6 major 7, flat 7 7, and 1 minor 7. And then you would come down, same way. Then you go to harmonic minor. In harmonic minor, the diatonic sevenths, now you have the raised 7. So the one chord is a 1 minor major 7, and 2 minor 7 flat 5, and flat 3 major 7 sharp 5, 4 minor 7, 5 dominant 7, flat 6 major 7, 7 diminished 7, and then 1 minor major 7 again. And then those come down. And then the third form, the last form, is melodic minor. In melodic minor, you have a raised 6 and 7. So in C, it's an A natural and a B natural. You see that the one chord in melodic minor is a minor 6. This is a common form of the one chord in a minor key, and melodic minor is the only place you can get that natural 6th degree. So in melodic minor, we have 1 minor 6, 2 minor 7, flat 3 major 7 sharp 5, 4 7 dominant, 5 dominant 7, 6 minor 7 flat 5, 7 minor 7 flat 5, and then the 1 minor 6. and then that comes down. Okay. You see on those diatonic chords in minor, the accidentals are repeated for each chord where they're needed, even though that's beyond the normal requirements of notation. You'll repeat that later on because these diatonic sevenths in other keys will be written out by you. Okay, let's turn the page. On page 8, we have the third group. This is the seventh chords. And in starting with this book 3, now we're doing this in second inversion. The first exercise that we do is the crashes. We'll start with major 7, so C major 7. I start with the lowest C major 7 in second inversion down here, and I go up one octave at a time. And I do that without the pedal, and I'm going to do it 2 times. I'm going up to the highest C major 7 in second inversion. And then with the same fingering, I play the right hand arpeggio up, starting at the bottom. I hold the chord with my left hand, the way it's written. And I do that 2 times. And then over on page 9, the next part of the exercise is a mirror of that with the left hand going down. So my right hand holds the highest C major 7 in second inversion, and my left hand plays the arpeggio down. Two times. And then I go on to the next chord type on the list, which is minor 7, and I repeat that routine. So first the crashes for C minor 7 in second inversion, starting at the bottom. Turn the page. So then on page 10, then I have the right hand arpeggio for C minor 7. 2 times. And then at the bottom of page 10, the mirror of that left hand going down. And then you would continue those same 3 exercises for each chord type going down the list that was on page 1 and also over on page 11 at the top. You would do that for each chord type only in the key of C. And starting with this book 3, we're going to do only one key at a time in each lesson. There'll be a focus key. The focus key for lesson 1 is key of C. And then on page 11, we have the 4th category, which is the tensions. So in C, we start with the first chord type, which is major 7, and we play the chord in the left hand in root position. Then the right hand, we play the chord tones, and then continue up with the tensions, and you say them out loud as you play them. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, sharp 11, 13. Then the next chord type. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, 13, minor 7. Then you would go on to dominant 7. 1, 3, 5, flat 7, flat 9, natural 9, sharp 9, sharp 11, flat 13, natural 13. Okay, let's turn the page.